In 1969, my mom and dad enrolled me at Mainville Elementary School. It's now called Mainville Hamilton Township in Warren County here. Go to the crossroads in Mainville, Ohio, up the road from me, and make a right, and the school building's out on the right. I went to school there from 69, I think, to 76. My teacher, Mrs., if I pronounce this correctly, Mrs. Frotneck. I know I'm butchering that a little bit. Might be right on it. She's a little heavy set. She was a sweetheart. She was my math teacher. And I'm trying to remember which grade I was in. But I remember learning my multiplication. I'm going to guess. I'm just going to say, I think it was 5th grade. I'm not sure. I believe 1969. So it put me right around 1975, somewhere in there. Anyway, I never forget learning the multiplication tables. And she started us off heavy. Oh, I never understood why. Of course, I was just a kid. We went like 24 times 24, and then she went to our 3 numbers. And it started turning me on, multiplying. I think we went to 4 numbers for a while. But everybody did their best at 3 number. 276 times 371, for example. For some reason, I caught on She said, we're going in the future, we're going to have math classes, speed races. Man, I for some reason, I loved multiplying. I got my speed up. After seemed like it was about a month or 2 in the class, she started having us go to the chalkboard. Individually at first. And had us multiply. It was like overnight. I could multiply so fast. When you think of a I'm going to say 13 years old, 5th grade, 12, 13 years old. When you think of 12 or 13 years old, you don't think of speed. I could multiply so fast. For some reason, I just loved it. I could have the answer in 8 seconds flat. I'm talking about the time I started multiplying till you draw that line and equals. I was fast. And I just got faster. Well, she finally had teams to go to the chalkboard. I never will forget. This is a very proud moment of me in school. Very proud. Of the whole school. Anyway, I'll tell her names. It's good friends of mine. Greg Snyder. First of all, she had everybody go to the chalkboard, and she took the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? She narrowed it down. She kept what does a manager of a baseball team or softball team? They keep God, it's early. They keep a record. Anyway, she took the best of 20, and then she narrowed that down. She took the best, of 10. And finally, now this took several months. Finally, she took the best out of 5. I was one of them. And Greg Snyder, he was cool. He was another one. Then she took Michael Plummer. Hey, by the way, guys, if you happen to be watching, please inbox me. It's been 35 or 40 years. If you happen to be watching me, Greg Snyder or Michael Plummer, please inbox me. I haven't seen you guys since it's been 40 years ago, 35, 40 years ago. Oh, man, I love to hear from you. Anyway, she picked 2 more because she picked the top 5. So there's me, Greg Snyder, and Michael Plummer, and there's 2 others. Us 3 got the faster speed than them. So she narrowed it down to us 3, and she kept us 3. She's won at least 3. Seemed like it was about a week or week and a half, just us 3, me, Greg Snyder, Michael Plummer. We had nothing but math races. And what she's doing, she's taking, when we all 3 go to the board, she gave us a number, we had to multiply it, and we had to turn around to be done. I never forget hearing the kids in the classroom cheer. And she had to bring in extra chairs because she was bringing every kid she could from other math classes. Oh, it was fun. And overall, after about 4 or 5 days, overall, I think I was third, and Greg Snyder was second. But Michael Plummer stayed number one. God, he was fast. But after about a week to 10 days, she finalized all the. She got all the vote. All who she thought was the first, second, and third. And I came in second in the whole school. Now, she explained this. She says, Greg, sometimes you're right with Michael Plummer. Now, I beat Greg Snyder probably about overall, I think about 3 seconds, she said. He was fast, but I'm just getting him. She said, overall, Michael Plummer's got you by 2 seconds, overall. And that was, even placing second in math speed races was fun. It was a lot of fun. I loved her as a teacher. See, you got a good teacher you can go for. If you got a bad teacher, you ain't going to go nowhere. That includes college. Anyway, a couple times I would look at Michael Plummer and just hesitate just to watch his speed. He was so fast. He didn't even have to. You could tell he knew the answer to the math multiplication. If it was 7 times 8, he didn't have to think. He was writing it that fast, and I struggled just to equal him when I went to finish. We had to turn around, fully turn around, and we used to turn around so fast we'd spin 2 or 3 times. I was trying to beat him, and I did a lot of times. She said, you beat him a lot of times, but overall he got you by 2 seconds. But I will never forget that if I live to be 110. At Mainville, and all you teachers that probably might be watching me in Mainville Elementary, I think the school levy tax failed for the 9th year. I don't think the school's open to kids. They transfer them to another school district. But I think that's been a year ago. I don't know if the tax levy passed again. If you and Jose Cruz, our principal, should live in Mason, Ohio. I want to say hello to him. Now, honestly, we didn't like him back then because the rumor got around he had electric paddle. But I'd like to see him again, just see what he's like. Jose Cruz in Mason, Ohio. If somebody knows him, let him know about this YouTube channel, okay? If somebody knows him that's watching me in Mason, Ohio, let him know. I think that's Warren County. Let him know I mentioned his name, and maybe he can get on this YouTube and watch me. Jose Cruz, if you're going to be watching me, hello, my friend. I don't know if you remember me or not. It's been 35 or 40 years ago. But my neighbor told me he lived in Mason, Ohio. Anyway, well, you didn't want to get in trouble there. Boy, he'd use a paddle on you. But he might be an okay guy today. But Greg Snyder came in third. I came in second in speed. Now, you're thinking, after all these years, do I still got it? Yeah. Oh, I've lost it a little bit. But I can look at a number today, two-digit number. I can almost have the answer for you. Multiplication in 8 to 10 seconds. I still don't have to even multiply. I was very fast. The sad thing, I never did get into math. I never did get into calculus, nothing like that. I just got scared out of it. But like I said, for some reason, that multiplication, I guess maybe I stayed high on sugar all the time. We lived in the back of a convenience store. We didn't have to wait every month to go to the grocery store. We wanted popping candy, all that sugar. We just walk around the house to the mom and pop store in front of us where we lived, where we rented, Dad and Mama's, and get our popping candy. So I stayed high on sugar all the time. And maybe that helped me in the math class. I don't know. But I loved multiplication. Still do. Michael Plummer, he beat me. And I'm proud of him. But he only did it by 2 seconds. Only by 2 seconds. Call me, guys, or inbox me. I miss seeing you.